What's up, guys? Welcome to Fouch and Friends. Thanks for being with us today. Today we're talking with Paul Lancaster. How you going? How you going? How are you doing?
Doing good, a little cooped up and ready to get out of his house. I
Yeah,
love my family, but I miss being on the road, man. I miss seeing everybody out there, you know.
yeah, yeah. We're all in that same boat, and we were talking about that a little bit before we started. I think you said March 12th. You guys headed to the house, and you've been there ever
Yeah.
since. You got one concert coming up soon, hopefully some more. You know what? Have you been able to get a refresher time or any refresh? Man, I'm having a hard time today. Has this been a refreshing time for you, or has it been kind of stressful? What's been the situation like for you, Paul?
If I'm going to be completely honest, it would probably be a little of all of that. It has. I remember when we first came home on the 12th, and then that weekend, they started shutting everything down. But governor comes on the TV, shutting all the restaurants, and everything just starts shutting down after that. And it was becoming real. And I remember it was probably a day that I felt some anxiety over all that. And then it's funny, though, when you have the Holy Spirit and the Comforter inside of you, it's amazing how I woke up the next day and it's like, well, this is not fun, but I was at total peace and still have been at total peace
Yeah.
about the whole situation. Because you know what? If I may be so blunt, there are some fools around the world in Washington that may think they're in charge or they're in control, but we know who's in control,
Yeah.
so we can rest in that, and
Yep. That's
so,
right.
yeah, so anyway, so I rest in that, but beyond all that, yeah, I mean, the stuff you deal with, just being immobile, and you have to fight staying up, because, um, you know, we're built to do, and when you're just staying still, everything, it's hard to stay up. But it's also been a gift too, because I've been busy just taking care of my wife. A lot of people out there know she's been going through cancer for the last 3 years, and I'll give you an update on that in a little bit. But uh, she's working from home, and so, which is good. Her job is essential. She works in pharmaceuticals, and so, um, she works from home, and then I take care of her, and then I'm just doing, you know, take care of a lot of projects around the house, trying to stay busy. And well, Scott Fowler has inspired me to go buy for my driveway one of those surface cleaners for your pressure washer.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's right, man.
so
Here's the
yeah,
thing. If you can't figure out anything else to do, you can always go get you a power washer and start cleaning people's driveways, right?
that's right. Yeah, I tell you, I can start with my own, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, because
Yeah.
mine, man, oh, it's going to be a job too. Because I live, my driveway is like my house is 120 feet off the road, so that's all driveway down. So yeah,
Wow.
so
Wow. Well, Paul, you mentioned it. Why don't you go ahead and a lot of people that are watching this have been praying for your wife. Why don't you
yeah.
go ahead and give everybody an update then?
Well, she's doing good. We're not still out of the woods as far as we know, but she's still in the fight. But what the good thing is, we last what, about 6 weeks ago, maybe 2 months ago now, the brand new medication, because her type of cancer is triple negative carcinoma. It's a very aggressive and rare. Not a lot of people get it, and she has just been doing regular chemo for other cancers. There's never been a chemo designed just for her type of cancer until the FDA approved one that came out that had been in trial up until a couple of months ago, and she's been on that. And you know what? We think we're seeing some results. The doctor is seeing what we can see, um, because there was some evidence of cancer actually outside of her skin. It wasn't skin cancer, but it's evidence of it that came out on her skin, and that is lightening up. So if that's any indicator that it's working, we think it's working. So we're
Wow.
thankful for that. Yeah, and we definitely feel the prayers of everyone, because this woman is amazing. But I think it's because she doesn't she doesn't seem to operate in just her own strength. It's a supernatural strength, and I think it's from all the prayers that are fueling that out there. Because she gets up every day, and I've seen days she didn't feel like it, but she does it anyway. She would rather she always says she'd rather be productive and work than just sit around and just, she said, I'm going to feel the same way either way. So may as well be productive, you know?
Yeah,
So,
Paul, I believe that there are certain times in people's lives where like God gives people an extra gear or something. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like one of the instances I've seen it just in my family is like during my wife's pregnancy or after she's had the baby, and
yeah,
just it's almost like the mother of that newborn, all the late
yeah,
nights, the early mornings, the interrupted sleep. It's like God gives them another gear to shift down into, be able to keep going and just not
right.
totally lose it. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I believe God does that for other people and other things that they're facing as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've seen that. It really is. I mean, she's always been strong and a go-getter, but I mean, if you've seen what I've seen this woman go through in the last 3 years, and her to still be in the shape she's in and fighting as hard as she still looks great too. I mean, when you go through chemo, of course, you have things like you lose your hair and stuff. But if it wasn't for that, if somebody looking at her that didn't know her by her countenance and her, or everything, you wouldn't know that she was going through anything. She looks amazing, and still just every day is another day. And she almost like operates like I don't have time to have cancer. Got too
Yeah,
much to do.
that's great. That's
you
great.
know,
Well, thank you for sharing the update. One thing I wanted to know from you, Paul, today during this interview is, man, you've been with the Booth Brothers for
5
7, 8, 9, 5. How many?
It's 5.
5 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What has that? I was thinking it was a little bit more than that, but regardless, man, it's been 5 years. It's flown by.
Flown by. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know you were in gospel music before with some other groups and different things, but what has the last 5 years really meant to you, stepping in with those guys?
Wow. That's a loaded question. There's a lot to
Go
it.
on.
I'm telling you. But these guys, it's funny. You've been places. Well, people just say when you get a job anywhere, there you've been places before. I'm sure you have too, Matt, and say anything where it's great at first, and then the honeymoon's over, and it's obvious, you can tell there's a point with the honey, but it's never been that way here. It's always been, I'm just excited to be with these guys now as I was the day I got the call. And it's because the way that they're good men, and I feel like I'm actually a better man. There's people that you've hang around that make you a better person
Yeah.
just from being around them, and they're those kind of people. They really are. I'm not exaggerating a bit. I feel like I'm a better man from just being around them, and because you do sometimes tend to take on what from your environment around you, and they've been so nice, generous to me, and so understanding with my family. I mean, we'll talk about what Michelle's going through. There's never a question. I don't even have to give a reason. If I just said I can't go this weekend, I can just stop there. And they are totally supportive. They really mean it when they say family first. They really mean it. And so it's just been a gift, and to sing with them, some of those talented, creative guys, always pushing the envelope and trying to see where we can go next. Very smart about everything they've ever done, and I love, because Ronnie is one of those, when he talks about the integrity of how he does business. And the way he thinks about the future, he gets everything. He's always quoting Proverbs. Everything he does, uh, business-wise, it's like Proverbs is his business model.
Wow, that's
And
cool.
so yeah, it's pretty cool. And I could go on and gush about these guys, but I just talked to Ronnie today. I got on the phone. I miss you, man. Dude, I am so excited to get to go out to Missouri this weekend. I really am.
But I know you said you could go on and on, but here's the thing, man. It doesn't change your paycheck, so you don't have to.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the Blues Brothers have had a ton of hit songs over the years. You hear, this song, that song, whatever, you're like, Booth Brothers, whatever. What one of those many songs would you say is your most favorite to sing?
Wow. Favorite to sing? Well, everybody always thinks it's their own solos, of course, but but actually, I love I'll tell you this. Probably bottom line would be I Met the Master, just because then I met the master, because that arrangement, and every night we sing it, there's not many nights that I don't have tears in my eyes when that thing is over, just because the one line that always gets me in that song is "I belong to him." That just
Mm.
gets me every time, and I just start crying. But that arrangement, that was a masterpiece that Larry Goss arranged there, that song. But then everything else I love, honestly, everybody probably thinks, well, they enjoy it most when they're singing their own solos. But I love getting lost in our harmony. I really do. That's just the feeling of that. Anything that we sing, it's just all three of us all the way through. I love it because it's just, I love that feeling. It's just being part of that.
Yeah.
There's not words, you know.
Well,
So,
and how long did it take before, you know, as a singer in a group, there comes a point where you feel like it finally meshes or it finally clicks, and you finally got everybody singing kind of in the same vein going forward as a sound. How long do you feel like that took for you three to kind of just get that mesh just right on the vocals?
that's a good question. You know, it's hard to say that because I still feel it. There's still little things that I see at times that I still think, oh, when you thought you had it, you know, and you think you do, something else pops up, and I'm saying, you know, I can do better even 5 years later. But it was probably, I want to say, I mean, I felt like from the beginning, but as far as really felt like we were rocking and rolling, and locked in. It probably took about a good year for me, I think, to feel that. I think, you know, so it takes some time, you know what I'm saying? But you have milestones. There's that 6 months and milestone, and then a year and everything. And, but yeah, I think it was probably for me about a year before I really felt like I was starting to do it justice,
Yeah.
you know? And it was hard too, because when I first came in, when they hired me, I hadn't sung in 2 years. You know, I'd been home for 2 years and hardly sung any. So I was really out of shape. So it took me about 3 months just to get back in shape and feel like I could sing again. I remember thinking, man, I hope they can do what they think I can do. You know, I'm so nervous about that for the first little while. Then it came back, you know, it came back over time, everything. But and then after that, yeah, it just took some time to kind of just start lock it in, and you rediscover something every once in a while. Sorry for the long answer, but you rediscover something every once in a while, you know, about matching vowels and doing certain things. But yeah, I remember when I first, this is what I was going to say. I remember when I first got with them in the studio, though, you know, I've sung with the Martins, sung with the Nealons, a lot of great talented Karen Peck, a lot of great talented people out there and they were all challenges. But man, when I got in the um, studio with those guys, it was probably the toughest. It was the hardest because it takes more control. As you know, we sing a lot of, you know, soft, melodious, a lot, and blending, and that's actually harder than singing hard. It takes a lot more control, you know, as a singer, you know, that to sing soft and to keep it on track.
You
You know,
are
you walk
speaking my
backwards.
language, man. As a bass singer, that's
Yeah,
one of the hardest things to do because it takes so much air
right.
to produce the low notes that you're singing. So especially when that low note is on a song where you're supposed to be singing soft or it's just piano and vocals and you're trying to blend and you're going for that low note all at the same time, that's really hard to
It's hard.
do. And it takes practice and time and a whole lot of effort to
Yeah.
try to get that smooth blend. That's right.
Right. And I found out too, something you said about singing lower. I felt, because, you know, I've sung tenor in my life, group with the Mullins. Um, and I found out that it does take a lot more air with some singing baritone to sustain those notes than it did. I can hold a tenor note forever. A baritone, I'm like, I'm cheating a lot, you know. You know,
Yep. I know all about that, man.
my kingdom for a comma. You know?
Hey, Paul, every night when you step up to sing a solo, walk us through kind of the the mental. Okay, I'm going to try to phrase it the right way. When I step up and sing a solo every night, I've got I want to try to paint a picture for the folks, right?
Absolutely.
And so when I sing the song Arlington, I'm trying to sing that song in a way where that person sitting in the seat can visualize a one of the tombstones at Arlington, or
Absolutely.
a friend or a family member that maybe they have lost, um, who gave their life being in the military serving our country. And so
Right.
when you step up and you sing your solo for the night, and you're like, walk us through mentally for you, where do you go, how do you get into that point, because you do a great job of painting the picture for folks.
Thank you. Well, thank you for that. Well, actually, and this goes back, and sorry for the, but this goes back, and it wasn't until like I didn't get this till I was in my 40s, and my 50s now. But when I was in my 40s, I didn't get this singing for years. But you know, and I'm going here for a reason. You'll know where I'm going here. But what I used to think, how am I going to present a song? Or think about your body language. You wanted to look cool or whatever, or try to, what are you going to do on stage? What's going to be my moves and stuff when I was younger. And I remember that it dawned on me finally in my 40s. It's like I had to stop thinking about what they thought about me, because it's a natural thing to do. When you're up there as an artist, you want to be accepted, you want to be liked, right? And so that's definitely in you. But when I stopped thinking about what they thought about me and I started thinking about what they need, then that changed everything for me. And then so, like for example, I sing "Touch of the Master's Hand" every night, and that song draws such a picture by itself.
Yeah.
I'll just try to stay out of the way. All I try to do is just like you do when I'm talking to you right here, is like your body language. You just try to convey the picture with your hands, like even we just talk right here. So that's what I do on stage, and I just try to stay out of the way a little bit. But then you also, so you don't want to be too Broadway, Yeah. but but yeah. So I'm just pretty much thinking about what they need to hear, and that's kind of where I come from as far as just expressing it. And the song just pretty much does itself, and I just as far as just let my body language, just like I was talking, sorry, I'm stumbling over my words now. I can't get my thoughts together either on this to say what I want to say, but it is some of the songs do all the work for you, like that one does, and of course Jesus Saves. But I think that's what happened, though, as far as my thought process goes back to when I was in my early 40s, and I
Yeah.
finally realized that instead of thinking about what they're thinking about me and how I look, is just start thinking about what they need, and that changed everything about connecting the song.
Yeah. That's
Then I
right.
started connecting. Before that, I felt like I was, man, I just sang and crickets, and I thought, you should be impressed by that. You should like this. But when I stopped thinking about that,
Didn't you hear how
what I
good
just
that was,
did,
folks?
yeah, what I just did, but you know what? When I stopped thinking that way, just started thinking about, man,
Yeah.
what they need to hear and communicate, and listening to the words of the song instead of trying to think about what move would be cool here. It all came together, and you don't even have to really think about it anymore when you do,
Dude,
So,
you've done some great impersonations of different singers that I've personally heard you do. Which one
okay.
is your, not, I mean, of course I'm going to ask you to do a sample, but I don't know if you will or not, but which one is your most favorite singer to impersonate?
Oh, I get asked to do Michael McDonald a lot.
Okay,
I do.
here we go.
Yeah. See, if he were doing a gospel song, what would he do? Great is thy faithfulness, oh God, my Father.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got.
Dude, we've been at events and on the Jubilee Christmas tour for the couple years that you were with us after you'd been with the Booth Brothers and you guys were still doing that, and we'd just walk up to you like, Paul, give me an impersonation, and you would just take off into impersonating some singer. There's only a few people I know that can do really good impersonations, and you do a great job on some of those singers, man. That's
Thanks.
awesome. I love
Thank
hearing
you. Then one of my favorites, not a singer. One of my favorites to do is one that's just a comedian, Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh
I
yeah.
tell you what, that's funny right there. I tell you.
I don't even
Of
hear.
course, I have to stop it right there, though. Can't quote
I
him.
don't. I don't even
On
hear
stuff.
him anymore. Like comedy, the only time I ever hear his voice anymore is on the Cars movies, because that's what
Yeah,
my boys are watching. And so when
yeah.
you do that voice, I'm thinking Mater from the Cars, not
Mater.
Larry the Cable Guy.
Right. Which is, I guess the version I'm doing is more of the Mater version of Larry the
There you
Cable Guy.
go.
There are some slight differences between the real and the, Mater.
Hey man, as we close this thing out today, I've enjoyed it. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for
As we,
asking. Yeah.
as we close this out, share a little bit from your heart to the folks that are watching this, or maybe a word of thankfulness for their support during this time, and how much you appreciate them.
Oh, there are not enough words, guys. We have received so much love, and I know you guys are going through your own stuff out there, dealing with this. And instead of thinking yourselves, I mean, they've thought of us, and we're fine, and we're doing great. A lot because of the generosity of people out there, the prayers of people, support. It's just been overwhelming, that the love that we felt, and you know, um, we thank you for just what you've done, giving of yourselves, and it's really encouraged us. It's uplifting as well, especially even my wife go to the mail. We've gone to the mail and opened some envelopes and just started crying. And my wife, it really touches her too, the way um, people have thought about her and us, and have prayed. And then we've just got a lot of cards. People just saying they're praying for us. Their church group is praying for us.
Yeah.
You know what? In times like this is when God's people shine. You know,
Right.
and the light shine. It sure certainly has over here at the Lancaster House on us because of all you guys. And we love you so much. And I cannot wait to get back out there again and sing to you. And I can't wait till it's okay to hug you all again. I need some hugs.
All right, guys, you heard it here first. As soon as all this virus thing ends, go line up, because Paul's ready to get his hugs and say hello.
Free hugs.
Hey guys, thank you for watching Fouch and Friends. And Paul, thanks again for being here. Tell the folks where they can connect with you on social media. And I know also the Booth Brothers are online.
Yeah, I just have a Facebook page. It's just my name, Paul Lancaster. You can find me there. Works at Booth Brothers, I guess. And then, of course, Booth Brothers. Uh, we have Facebook page as well, and then also boothbrothers.com. Don't even have to put the word just boothbrothers.com. That's how you can find us. And if I may plug this, we're going to be having a streaming service come out soon. So take a look at that. So while we've been home, we've been recording some stuff for a streaming service. So yeah.
That's great. Well, guys, go check it out. Boothbrothers.com. You can connect with Paul there or online. Again, thanks for watching this. We appreciate and love you all. Paul, have a great rest of your week, man. Thanks again for being here.
Thank you, Matt. Been a pleasure. Thanks for inviting me.
Yes, sir.